The creator of the hit Netflix show House of Cards says that he knew nothing. He knew absolutely nothing about the alleged inappropriate behavior by actor Kevin Spacey. But 8 people who worked on the show tell CNN that Spacey made the set a toxic environment through a pattern of sexual harassment, and one former employee tells CNN that Spacey actually sexually assaulted him. CNN entertainment reporter Chloe Melas joins us live now. So when you look at this pattern of behavior, this is not just a one-off.
No.
This is not just a one-time thing. This is somebody whose behavior could be described as that of a predator.
Well, that's the way people described him, Zane. So Monday, a few hours after Anthony Rapp, the actor, came forward and accused Kevin Spacey of trying to seduce him when he was just 14 years old and Kevin was in his 20s many years ago, it made me think, I wonder what these hundreds of employees on the set of House of Cards know, if anything. So I just started doing some good old-fashioned reporting, and I reached out to over 100 current and former people who work on House of Cards. Now, the 8 people that I spoke to in this story that we are keeping anonymous because they are very fearful of just repercussions in the industry. Some of them still work on the show, some of them work on other shows, and they're worried about being blacklisted and not being hired again. They all described to me a pattern of behavior where Kevin Spacey, who was not only the star but the executive producer of House of Cards, made this toxic work environment where he would prey on these young men in their early 20s, and that it wasn't just flirting or, you know, maybe crude comments here and there, which is never okay. It also involved non-consensual physical touching. We're talking massages. We're talking touching people's stomachs. And this took place in front of a lot of people, tickling people, also grabbing people's private areas in front of people. Now, I'm sure people are wondering, well, how did you corroborate this? We spoke to family members and friends and other co-workers. You know, over 20 people who didn't want to be quoted for this story told me, keep going. You know, keep digging.
It's so upsetting just to even hear, let alone thinking about what these people, these former employees, actually ended up experiencing. But initially, when the first person came out accusing Kevin Spacey of sexual harassment, he said, I don't remember. Now that you have 8 additional people coming forward, is he still not remembering?
Well, that's the funny thing. He has not responded to any of our requests for comments, and then just a few hours, or just an hour after our story broke, CAA, his management company, and his PR team dropped him. So we're not really sure if they were planning to do that or if it was because of our story, but I do want to circle back and just tell you that the unnamed male who we've met with a few times, who told us his story of sexual assault by Kevin Spacey, he was a production assistant on an early season of the show, and he was tasked with picking Spacey up off set and bringing him back to set. And he says that the sexual assault happened in a car, and then it ended up happening further in his trailer. Kevin Spacey had a trailer on set. Now, the production company, Media Rights Capital, along with Netflix, who is the network for this show, they released very lengthy statements to me. They both say that these allegations are troubling, but in this, the production company admitted that there was an incident of sexual misconduct in 2012 that they resolved swiftly that involved Spacey and a crew member.
So they knew?
Well, we don't know what they knew, but Netflix says...
If they resolved it quickly, then that means they knew something.
Okay, but here's the thing. In Netflix's statement, they say, we didn't know about this incident in 2012 until today. So there's a breakdown of communication. What did people know? The creator of the show, like you said, Beau Willimon, releases 2 statements this week, one before our story broke and one after, saying, I didn't know about any of this stuff. But, you know, I have people telling me that he did know. But again, it's a he said, she said when it comes to that.
And it's one of those things whereby I'm sure a lot of people who are watching the show are thinking, okay, if 8 people are coming forward to speak to you, how likely is it that nobody at the top actually knew what was going on? So, but
I can tell you, though, one thing, Zane, that since my story broke, many more people have come forward to me with their stories, and I'm continuing to investigate.
Great job. I know you said that you reached out to 100 people. 8 of them spoke to you on the phone. Great job. This is so important, and we're actually seeing it reaching the UK government. So this Weinstein effect, as we're talking about, continues to have its repercussions. All right, Chloe Melas, thank you so much.